TJD Movie Reviews, episode 39. We watched Hook.
I'm Ty.
Jake.
Eric.
I'm Drew.
Oh, and Eric. I'm here.
He's so excited to be here that
Eric,
he's jumping on people.
TJD, not TJED. That just sounds like we have erectile dysfunction.
Why do you look at me for, like...
Confirmation?
Yeah, confirmation. My dick works.
See, I just wanted to start it off with a bang.
Yeah, we watched Hook. It's a movie.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah, directed by Steven Spielberg, starring Robin Williams, Julia Roberts, Dustin Hoffman, Bob Hoskins, Maggie Smith. That's her name, right?
Yeah.
A bunch of fucking musicians.
Yeah, a shit ton of musician cameos, and one kid credited as "Don't Ask," which is actually a funny story. But this was Drew's pick, the final one of our Christmas theme for this month.
Yeah.
Do you want to kind of give a synopsis of this film, Drew?
No, not really.
Oh.
No, I will
Why would it
anyway.
be the final one? Still December.
I just thought we were just going to do 3. I mean, I didn't plan on doing another.
Where's your fucking Christmas spirit?
I celebrate Kwanzaa.
Alright, I might do another Christmas movie.
Okay.
Exhilarating.
Yeah. Sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt. Go ahead.
Okay, well, for those people that haven't seen Hook, it was made in 1991. Robin Williams is Peter Panny, a lawyer.
I thought it was Banning.
I thought it was Panny.
I thought it was like Banning.
Why would it be banning?
Because he was adopted.
But it's Peter Pan.
That's his.
But yeah, it is Peter Banning. Yes, he's correct. Yes, Banning with a B. Yep.
I don't like that.
Okay, well I thought it was Panny, but it's Banning. Peter Banning. Thanks, Ty.
Fucking 90s?
What?
Are you a wrestler from the 90s? Jesus Christ.
Oh, we derailed. A lawyer named Peter Banning has a family, a wife, and 2 kids, Jack and Maggie. They go to England during Christmas time to spend it with Grandma Wendy, who helped run an orphanage there, who got Peter adopted. And so they go there, and one thing leads to another. Their kids get abducted in the middle of the night while they're out at some gala event honoring Wendy, and then Tinkerbell comes randomly and says to Peter, "Hey, Hook has your kids. We got to go get them." So Peter returns to Neverland, where he has forgotten everything he knew about being who he was and how he gets his kids back.
He has to discover not only himself and his happy thoughts, but rescue his kids.
Like a true
Who are
child
his happy?
molester would say.
Who are his happy thoughts?
Right?
Yeah.
Kids are his happy thoughts.
Actually, just the son, not the daughter.
Yeah. Well, it just the idea of becoming a father. So it didn't matter which one it
Which
was.
personally is maybe one of the most terrifying things that I can imagine. Hey, son or daughter, welcome to this planet. I don't know how long we'll be here, and there's nothing I can do to prolong that. So enjoy your stay.
Always the optimist, Jake.
Oh shit!
I don't know where we go from that. Kind of just took the momentum and
threw it off a cliff.
Yeah.
We're all gonna die.
Yeah, I'm saying it's a thought that I don't find comforting. I think about it a lot. Yeah.
So, we have any immediate pros and cons that jump out?
Julia Roberts can fuck off. She can fuck right off.
But
By the way, Julia Roberts plays Tinkerbell.
Terrible choice.
But she interacts with so many people in this movie directly.
You could have cut her completely out of the fucking movie, and it would have been fine.
They could have cut. Honestly, they could have cut her dialogue out of the movie completely.
She didn't bring it, she brought nothing to the table.
She didn't talk in the Disney feature animated film.
And it's, I don't know, it's forced. Like, she's always so... You could tell that she's trying to be something she's not. And then when you said that she was kind of a huge bitch and nobody got along with her and she's a nightmare to work with, I'm like, yeah, that sounds about right.
At least on this film. I can't say any other films. Just on this film, that's why they gave her the nickname Tinkerhell.
I'll say other films. I have nothing to substantiate this. She seems like a cunt.
Allegedly.
No.
What, is she going to take me to court for calling her a cunt?
No, I just felt like
Yeah.
I should. I wanted
So
to throw
you
it
just
in
want
there.
to distance your personal opinions. I think she's a cunt.
Oh no, I just.
No,
I just,
he was making a joke that we always say allegedly.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Don't you remember, like, anytime we say anything offensive,
That's true.
Ty hops in and goes, allegedly?
Yeah.
Anything like they murdered someone allegedly, just covering our bases. But a personal opinion about how you feel about somebody. I mean, what are they gonna? We're not a true media source, but they can't really sue us for libel. I mean,
You mean we have no power? God damn it, listeners. Give us power.
I thought you got your power from the well.
Oh, the well?
Yeah, I thought that's where you derived your power from.
The well of youth?
Yes.
Oh, I thought you were going to say the Goonies well.
It's our time. It's
That's
our time
skirt.
down here.
That's scary. I was perplexed. Yeah, Julia Roberts is bad. I don't like her in this. She bothers me. You could hear me getting irritated.
They could have gotten a different actress.
I mean, she's not that, like, bubbly, outgoing. Like, I'm trying to think of somebody that would have been better that actually, like, comes off that way in real life. Like, energetic, outgoing. Like, she's not...
I would have said, Amy Adams, if she had, been back in
5
the
years
Right.
old when the movie was shot.
But somebody like that would have been perfect for this, but I think because you kind of see that in Enchanted, like she's that.
I just imagined a Melissa McCarthy Tinkerbell.
Oh Lord, please!
But she's got like pterodactyl wings because you got to get that mass off the ground.
Oh my god!
She must have some really happy thoughts. I'm so happy right now.
I've never heard Jake really laugh.
Oh, it hurts. Oh, that's fucked up. I love it. Oh, I fucking love that. It's even better because she's, lost weight and bettered herself, and we're just fucking with her anyway. That was great. It was good because it made me use my brain for a minute. I'm like, oh yeah, the happy thoughts.
You know what?
Oh.
Jared Fogle also lost weight and bettered himself, but doesn't mean he's not a piece of shit.
Allegedly bettered himself.
I said, but that doesn't mean he isn't a piece of shit.
Okay, that's true. That's true. Yeah. I don't even hate Melissa McCarthy.
No, I'm just not a fan, but
I'm not a fan, but
I can't say I
I
hate
would never
her.
usually be that mean. It's just a funny thought. Oh man.
Anyway, but you can't say Julia Roberts was totally useless because the Tinkerbell needed to be used to give Peter time. Like, otherwise, how was he going to find the Lost Boys? How was he going to get his power, or his magic, his happy thoughts back? He needed Tink. I'm just saying you didn't need Julia Roberts.
Just have some other kid do it. Just have one of the Lost Boys go get him. And
They
literally-
know how to fly.
Oh, he's the only Lost Boy that can fly?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Are you fucking serious?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why what he says to Rufio, like when they're slamming each other, is that he can't fly.
He can. That's the weird thing though. Is he says he can't fly? Like when he comes back home after everything, he says I can't fly anymore without pixie dust. But at the end, you see Toodles start flying back to Neverland.
Well, no, didn't you see the pixie dust on his marbles?
Yeah.
No.
He put it over himself. Because they came from Neverland, so they had...
Okay, well, if Pan's the only one that can fly, then how is Toodles flying?
Because of the pixie dust.
So why can't he... But Peter specifically said that he couldn't fly anywhere else because he doesn't have any more pixie dust.
Yeah, but Peter doesn't fly. Toodles flies at the end. Like, Toodles' bag is coated in pixie dust.
Yeah, I get that.
Okay. So what are you saying? I'm lost.
He's saying... They were saying that he's the only one that can actually fly. Peter Pan is the only one that can fly.
Without pixie dust or anything.
Yes.
No, but why would he say he couldn't fly unless he had pixie dust at the end, is what I'm saying.
Because he only has that power while in Neverland.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah. Like, he... I think only has it till he got back, because like that's why Peter couldn't stay long in ours, is because he might lose his power, and that's why Tink always went with him just in case.
All right, for the sake of the movie, I'll buy it.
And then Tink left him, so that...
You wanted a completely scientifically accurate hook?
Yes. This is
I'm
bullshit.
sorry Ty's ruined that for you.
Yeah. Actually, I think the movie kind of did that in some parts on its own.
Wasn't as great as you remembered?
It's still, like, it still holds a certain place, but I do think that going back and watching it, like, has you bring up some questions about it. For sure.
Like, the beginning, like, the beginning. Like, that first, 20 minutes of the film are just slow.
It felt like longer than 20 minutes to me.
It may have been, because Hook doesn't show up till the 40-minute mark. So...
Really?
Yeah, you know how long this movie is?
How long?
It's 2 hours and 20 minutes.
That's a long movie.
But, yeah, so even, granted, the first 30 minutes of this film are slow. Like, they're setting up why his kids don't like him, or at least his son. The issues with his his marriage. Pointing to the fact that he is Peter Pan.
That felt a little forced to me. Like... I get that Peter's supposed to be, like, a overbearing, like, no fun type of parent, but, like, they really fucking beat you over the head with it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the kid is, when they're in London and he's on the window or whatever, and he's like, what have I always told you about being around open windows? And pushes him away from it, and the screaming at him, and the always being on the phone and missing the ball
scared of
game.
flying.
Like, and that's kind of a 90s thing, like a trope, like, like you're a bad parent, so it usually shows like, oh, you missed your kid's softball game or something. But it's usually like one thing, or like one or two things that give you an idea of what they're like. But this movie had like every fucking thing you could think of.
Well, he was also, he was at a daughter's play and on the phone.
Yeah. Right off the bat, but then after that you have, I'll be at the ball game, my word is my bond, or whatever he says.
It's a junk bond.
Yeah, it's a junk bond. That's another thing. You're not throwing a baseball around on an airplane.
No.
Not today. Hell no. You get shot in the fucking face.
Well, that was then. And you
true.
could even smoke on flights prior to... I don't
Well,
even know when they
fucking
enacted
crazy,
that.
weren't we?
What's funny is they take Pan Am Airlines, which existed up until a week before this film debuted.
For real?
Yeah, they closed their doors on December 4th. This film debuted December 11th.
That's a somber reminder.
Wow. Did not know that.
So they didn't have to pay Pan Am for what do you call it?
Like royalties?
Royalties, or I was gonna say advertising.
Spielberg saving that money.
Right.
Because he knew they were gonna go under.
Yep.
Yeah.
He probably made him go under.
Ooh.
Allegedly. New sponsor, Pan Am. It's coming back. We're taking it back.
Yeah.
Did you guys remember? I think it was ABC had a TV show called Pan Am. It was set in the 60s, dealing with pilots and stewardesses and...
Wow. They use Pan Am. Peter Pan.
Oh my...
Am.
Why do you think I did the quotation marks? Yeah.
I just got that. I literally just got that. Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
We are all filing. We're all...
Firing?
Yeah, firing on all cylinders tonight, aren't we?
What stupid shit have you got to say? You haven't embarrassed yourself yet.
Well, besides jumping in front of Drew. Besides
Well,
jumping in front of
that
Drew.
was minor compared to everything else.
I'm just letting you guys run with
Yeah.
this.
He's just watching us crumble and burn.
He loves this.
It was awesome.
God, Julia Roberts sucks.
Jeez. Okay, now, to preface this, because she was bad in this film. I didn't remember her being this bad, but she is actually really bad in this film. Do you just generally dislike Julia Roberts as well?
Maybe a little, but never to the point where I'm like, I don't want to watch that. Like, I'm just not a fan. Kind of like the way we feel about Melissa McCarthy.
Mm.
Like, I had heard she's a bitch, which...
You're saying Julia Roberts, not Melissa McCarthy.
Yeah, no, Julia Roberts, I've heard that she's a bitch. She was really full of herself. And I really didn't think she was all that great, you know? Like, you watch a movie with her and you're like, okay, that's, you know, that was passable. You're a female. You did what females do in movies. That's fine. I don't know. What has she been in that you would consider, like, actually great acting or...
Notting Hill.
Notting Hill?
Pretty Woman.
Ocean's 11.
I wouldn't say that.
Pretty Woman
she's
would be
in
the only
Ocean's
one I
11.
can think of.
But she's playing herself, Ty.
No, that's Ocean 13.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I don't know. I would say that it isn't like... Well, I don't know that I could say that after everything I just said. I was going to say it's not personal bias, but it's just I don't really care for her.
Everybody has personal biases.
But-
like, you guys say I have a weird personal bias against Jack Black. I'm not saying everything he's been in.
You do.
No, I'll admit it. I do. But I'm not saying everything he's ever been in is bad. I like him in Saving Silverman. I enjoyed him in Goosebumps. But most of his other stuff that he's known for, I really don't care for.
You enjoyed him in Goosebumps?
I thought he was fine.
And you didn't like School of Rock?
I don't understand that.
You-
I really don't understand.
He wasn't in Goosebumps very long. Like, he was more pulled back because he had to be. Because he had to play an R.L. Stine type of character.
I don't think anything will ever top his work in Envy, though.
Fuck you. Tropic Thunder was also the worst. He made me laugh one time.
He was the heroin guy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the only thing that made me laugh is, I'll suck your dick if you let me go. And I was like, oh, I didn't see that coming, but yeah, I chuckled. And then the rest of the time I cursed him for being on screen and said, you are ruining this movie. Get the fuck out.
Tying his dick sucking jokes.
So Jack Black, more Tenacious D, that's kind of what I like him off of. But the rest of the movies, it's all the same thing all the time. I mean, but I kind of have that with a lot of comedies. I'm not a big comedy guy. I like some, but it's even like Will Ferrell. If you've seen one, you've seen all of his movies. Even though there are some that I really like, but I feel the same way with Jack Black.
Well,
Fair
see,
enough.
and I enjoyed Tenacious D. I really like Tenacious D, so. I mean, I don't know. It's just most of his movies, I'm like, I just do not care for this.
I think another reason I really hate her in this movie is the whole, I'd call it a separate con, but like, Peter Pan wanting to fuck Tinkerbell or Tinkerbell wanting to fuck him, like,
What
what in the fuck is that?
Tinkerbell's always been jealous.
Yeah, she's always jealous. She wants Peter's attention. I mean, that's shown in the movie. I think it's in the play. I think it's in the books. She wants his attention.
Attention, though.
I just think
Attention, penis.
But take yourself back to being a kid. Like, everybody in this is supposed to be kind of childlike, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, so when you're a kid, there's not really anything sexual. It's, you know, you have a crush, kind of.
Yeah.
This movie didn't give me that feeling. It gave me a weird...
Rapey vibe?
Yeah, It gave me a weird rapey vibe, which, believe it or not, I don't normally have.
He is older in this too, so like her feelings that she may have had when he was younger, that she knew she couldn't act upon. Now he's older, she feels she can act.
But that implies that even when he was a child, she was thinking about something more.
Well,
which makes it even weirder to me.
We really don't know how old Tinkerbell is or like what her...
Yeah.
But you get what I'm saying. It's one of those Tinkerbell wanted to do more, but she never really mentioned anything until, Robin Williams comes along and she's like, huh.
I get what you're saying, but at the same time, did these did those like carnal feelings not manifest until he was like, she saw he was older? Like, did she just like have a crush on him when he was younger and never like, she didn't have those type of feelings, and then once she saw he had become older, like she herself then matured and like wanted them, and that's why she reacts so quickly.
So are you positing the thought that a woman could just see something and go through that change like that?
No, I'm just, the feelings matured quick. Like,
I don't think that happens.
Okay,
Do you think that happens?
I don't know. I don't think anybody's going to be charging her with statutory fairy rape at any point.
Plus, the way that she acted led me to believe that it wasn't a "I saw you and I suddenly felt this way" thing. It was a "Where the fuck have you been? I've been rubbing my fairy clit thinking about you."
Okay.
She literally says, "I love you, Peter Pan."
Yeah.
It's like taking Julia Roberts' side out of it. The Tinkerbell thing, that it was weird, but I think no matter what actress would have been in there, just how they wrote the things that she said and everything, I completely agree. It was just very awkward the entire time. Like, everything she did, and it wasn't just the old movies you saw where it was the jealousy. There was some weird, I don't know, there's just a weird vibe the entire time with Tinkerbell.
What is the deal with 90s directors and this awkward sex shit?
Yeah, this is the second, Little Giants was Steven Spielberg produced, but it also had weird...
Like, just, it's alarming the number of movies that it comes to the surface on.
Mm-hmm. Because it's not necessary in any of them, especially like a kid movie. Nobody's looking for a love story in Hook.
Like, I remember the animated Disney movie, and I do remember her getting jealous, but I never like that wasn't in the foreground. That wasn't.
It was never you could tell that she was in love with Peter Pan. It was more so like, hey, pay attention to me. I'm doing stuff.
Well, I thought it was more like a jealous friend thing.
Yeah.
Like, he meets all these people. Hey, come, I'll show you Neverland.
Like, we were friends before, and now you guys just show up, and now he wants to.
But at the same time, she usually reacted when he was either with a girl, usually Wendy, or with Tiger Lily.
Yep.
That's when she usually got really jealous. When he was with the boys, she didn't care. It was when he was with the girls.
That's true.
She reacted.
Would you write a college paper on Peter Pan?
No, I'm just saying. I remember the stuff I've seen or read. Like, I haven't read much, but...
When's the last time you watched Peter Pan?
Like, the cartoon?
Yeah.
It's probably been about 15 years.
Been a long time.
How the fuck do you remember 15 years ago?
Because I was sniffing the inside of the cover while watching. No.
That's great. Thank you for playing along with that.
He was high on VHS pixie dust.
Yep.
Yeah, those olfactory memories, they're always so much more vivid.
when you're on that stuff, yeah. No, I mean, I probably watched that film upwards of 20, 30 times, so...
I used to watch it a lot, too. Well, I also hit my head on a fucking stool, so...
School?
Stool. Yeah, school.
I was like,
I jumped out of a plane, and I just slammed my skull on top of a building. Yeah. No, I was being a vampire. I was hanging upside down. I had bunk beds, and I had that bottom sheet, and it slipped off the mattress, and I literally fell 6 feet vertical, upside down, and cracked my head on a stool. And I didn't even feel it until I sat up and like felt my head and like you could feel the blood like.
Then he goes, "Brr."
Well, yeah, and then you look at the floor and there's blood everywhere, and then you feel it. And you're like, ah!
You're like, oh my god, I really am a
And
vampire.
then your mom comes in, she's like, what the fuck is... And you're just screaming, and yeah, you should probably get stitches, but she reads you a Goosebumps book instead.
This is why you hate R.L. Stein.
And it's why I'm bad at math.
Oh. Wow, we haven't given a pro yet. We've pretty much been stuck in this Tinkerbell shit.
Well,
Robin
Tinkerbell in
Williams.
the beginning of the movie.
I like
I can't think of a better person to play Peter Pan than Robin Williams.
what kind of sucks is I feel like he was holding back because it's a kid's film. Like, and just there were several times I'm pretty sure he wanted to say other stuff, but he just knew he couldn't. I mean, that didn't stop him. Like, when he was doing the voiceover for Aladdin for the genie, they said they had like hours of his stuff like recording, but they couldn't use most of it because he ended up like slipping up with a curse word or sexual innuendos or crap.
Mm-hmm.
So, but no, like I think once he gets into Neverland, Robin Williams is at his best in this film. Otherwise, before that, he just, which I get, he's supposed to play that uptight dick of a parent or whatever, and he does well. It just, I don't know. I don't like seeing Robin Williams in that role.
Say my favorite part of it was when he was acting like a kid when he was talking to Tinkerbell, and there he was all giddy and just saying it was only about 30 seconds, but like that's what I like expected Robin Williams a lot of the movie to be, was just like a child basically, and he was for that little bit. And I think even those 30 seconds he really shined in that little piece.
I think he's one of the few actors that could do that kind of thing and not come off as fucking creepy when they do it.
I think Jim Carrey's another one who can kind of play that line.
He could have done it, I think.
I got another pro. The sets.
Yeah. I'd agree.
I like the Pirate Village.
Yeah, that's in particular. That was the thing I thought of most, was that it was very detailed. Like there was a lot of pieces to it. It
Down to the prostitutes.
It looked really good, and I think they probably spent quite a bit of money making those sets. So.
Well, that's what I always remembered as a kid, like still watching it now, were like the sets, or when they were eating the fake food and then it came alive when it was imagination. Because again, like, well, what we talked about in the Goonies, it's kind of one of those ones I remember as a kid, and I kind of put myself into that spot. And like you said, the sets, how cool would have that been? Like, because they were great sets.
And Steven Spielberg, actually, this was the first time he had worked with Robin Williams. He said they became great friends. And after Robin's passing, he rewatched the film. He said he didn't make it through it. So.
Yeah, I'd imagine that would be
and
rough.
He had said he had actually, like, Hook was a bad film for him, like, personally.
He didn't like it.
He didn't like it. But then he said he grew to enjoy it later because that's where he met Robin. So.
Why didn't he like it?
He said he didn't feel... It was something he had been trying to work on, like, back in the early 80s, and they finally had time to do it in 90, and it just, production ran behind. One, because Julia Roberts, all her scenes, her and Kiefer Sutherland was supposed to get married, and she ran off, and so he had to deal with all that crap.
Runaway Bride?
Well, they called the wedding off or something, and... Yeah, I got it.
Okay,
she was in Runaway Bride.
okay.
I understand.
I thought he would have been smiling ear to ear after you said that.
No, he's a dick.
I think it's an okay movie.
Didn't ask you how you feel about the movie.
Anyways, so he had to deal with all that crap. He said he their whole schedule fell behind because he just didn't feel in it. The kids were pieces of, not pieces of shit, I shouldn't say that, but they...
You piece of shit kids.
He said that they were very hard to work with.
I mean, kids would be.
Especially like a group of like 20 of them.
I was going to say, can you really expect to get, a small army of kids and have everything be completely fine?
And so, and then just like everything ran behind and the budget went through the roof. And so there were just issues, so that's why I didn't really enjoy it. And then like they had certain parts they had to cut out that I didn't care, like that I didn't like. But I mean, it was a long movie already, so. But yeah, but you grew to enjoy it later. So.
Pro, Bob Hoskins.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Bob Hoskins is always a pro. I mean, Enemy at the Gates is an amazing film, and he's barely in it, but his role, he's amazing. He just screams Russian commander.
You're not saying Super Mario Brothers.
Amazing.
That's right. But no, he was born to play Shmi. I think he did fucking fantastic.
Which, did you guys ever see Finding Neverland?
No.
No.
He, I guess, reprises his role as Smee in Finding Neverland.
Really?
Yeah. Him and Dustin Hoffman as Hook and Smee.
Is he like is Hoffman like the Jeremy Irons type character?
I cannot tell you. I've never seen Finding Neverland. I just read that they both show up again in Finding Neverland as Hook and Smee.
Huh.
How'd you feel about Dustin Hoffman?
I really like him, but like I said, I did not remember how Jeremy Irons like he sounds in this film.
It's probably where Jeremy Irons got his ideas to do Scar.
You mean his regular voice?
Yeah.
He didn't start talking like that until he saw Hook, believe it or not.
No, I mean, am I wrong? Tell me I'm wrong if I am, but I think he sounds a lot like a Jeremy Irons.
No, he does.
I mean, yeah, I guess he kind of does, but I don't think he's trying to emulate that.
No.
I know, but you hear like Dustin Hoffman regularly speak.
But here's the thing, though. How many times have you heard Dustin Hoffman try to talk in anything other than his regular voice?
Anything other than his regular
Right.
voice? Tootsie.
Okay. That's not a great example. Like a lower, more menacing voice, I think it just happens to sound like...
Jeremy Irons.
Right.
I think he kind of tried to throw a little British on it too, because I mean the book, play, whatever itself is set in Britain, and so.
I mean, so are you saying it's a con, or...
No, I'm just saying
okay.
it's an observation.
Okay.
It's an observation.
I wasn't sure.
No,
I was gonna say I wouldn't call it a con.
No, I'm not calling it a con. I'm just saying it was an observation.
Okay. I mean, it kind of
like
sounds like him. I
like when
guess.
we said Kurt Russell sounded like John Wayne. It's just an observation. They thought about Donald Sutherland for Hook though.
I mean, now that you say that, their faces, I was like, I wonder what that would look like, and then I came up with the exact same image. Like they have that face.
Yeah. The cameos in this movie are great.
I didn't believe half the names you guys were throwing out.
We have
Glenn Close was crazy.
Glenn Close, which was it hard to recognize it as Glenn Close or not?
I mean, when you told me to look for it, had you not told me to look for it, I don't think I would have noticed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think I might have picked up that it was a girl dressed as a guy, but I wouldn't have been able to discern that.
Yeah, so Glenn Close shows up as this pirate who's standing right next to Robin Williams, and you obviously can tell she doesn't go for a lower register. She kind of uses her own regular voice, and so it's like, well, you kind of can pick out it's a female actress in this pirate role, and it's Glenn Close. Then you got David Crosby from Crosby, Stills and Nash. He shows up several times. Phil Collins is a detective. I thought that was hilarious. I'd never noticed that one before. Then
Jimmy Buffett.
Jimmy Buffett is a pirate you see right away who wants Robin Williams' shoes. He's like on a crutch. Carrie Fisher and George Lucas are a couple that's making out on a bridge.
Which is... that was George Lucas being very wishful.
I thought there was one other one. Maybe I'm wrong. I thought there was one more, but I could be wrong. So, But a lot of cameos. It was really funny to see them all. So it was kind of like that Phil Collins one though. That took me by complete surprise.
Speaking of singers, you know who else turned down the role for Hook?
Who?
Bowie.
Really?
Yeah.
This would have been a different film.
See, I think a lot of different people could have played Hook. I didn't think that Hoffman brought anything special one way or the other, I guess, in my opinion.
I still think it was a strong performance, though.
Yeah.
Still a strong performance, but I think a lot of other people could have done a comparable one. Like Robin Williams, there's very few people we agree that could have played Pan, but I could see multiple different people playing Hook.
Yeah, that's true.
But I mean, I guess Hook, it's the villain. You're supposed to not like him. So maybe that's why I don't, because I still don't like Hook to this day.
Hugh Jackman was in that newer one, right?
Yeah.
Ugh.
That thing that bombed or whatever. Yeah.
When the kids are singing "Smells Like Teen Spirit,"
What?
made me want to fucking vomit.
This is a Pan movie?
Yeah.
I think it's what it was called, Pan.
I think I remember
There's
that.
a legion of kids, and they're all singing "Smells Like Teen Spirit."
I don't remember that,
That
but
happened.
Wow.
Oh, Gwyneth Paltrow.
Yeah,
We forgot Gwyneth Paltrow. She plays a young
Wendy.
young Wendy.
Oh.
Yeah, it's young Wendy. When he first meets Wendy, it was being played by Gwyneth Paltrow. Like a blink and you miss it scene.
That whole thing was very bizarre as well. Hey, I can't have you, but you know.
I could
Maybe
take
The
your
whole
granddaughter.
grandma and you could tell
She was salty as fuck about it.
well, Maggie Smith was kind of leaning in, and Robin was like, "Yeah,
Well,
you're
because,
old and
like,
shit."
You saw it too when she was trying to remind Peter that he is Peter Pan. Like she was getting really close to, and he was like, "Grandma," and she was like, she had to back away because she had those feelings for Peter. She always wanted Peter to grow up, but he didn't. She's like, "I thought you would be the one to take me to the altar, but then when that day came, you weren't there." So
I fucked your granddaughter instead.
Yeah,
well,
married
that's
her.
what he did.
Yeah, that's what I.
I'm sure she harbored no resentment.
No, she seemed very resentful. There was a little animosity, which is, I don't know. That whole thing is fucking. Am I alone in thinking it's weird?
No, that's just a weird situation.
Okay.
Yeah, it totally is.
It's like Fry from Futurama being his own grandfather.
And then him not remembering anything, like, from his perspective, this old woman wants to fuck me, and then this fairy wants to fuck me. I don't know what's going on anymore. Everyone just wants to fuck me.
So another con, that whole minute or 2 minute when he started remembering things, that was just weird. And
That did slow down the film.
It slowed it down, and then oh, my parents loved me, but oh wait, I just
ran away.
I ran away, but it was because my carriage fell down a hill, and then I just laid there, and Tinkerbell found me.
He was remembering shit from when he was 1 year old.
Yeah,
Like you do.
Yeah.
yeah, like everybody. It's like, oh, hi, Mom, I recognize you.
I'll say this about that. I feel like this movie has way more exposition than it actually needs, and I think it really extended the film by an unnecessary amount of time.
I would totally agree.
I think there's a way you could have gone about explaining everybody's situations in a more expedited way.
I also thought that, whatever point they were trying to get across, I understand most of the points they're trying to get across, but did you notice that Robin Williams' daughter kept going, oh, he's a bad man, he just needs a mommy? She kept throwing that out there, and I'm it kind of implies that if you don't have a good parent in your life, that you're going to turn out being a piece of shit or something.
Well,
and then the whole, we're all orphans thing,
Hook does scream mommy before he dies.
Oh, God. We should psychoanalyze him.
So the best line in the movie, what was it? Drew?
Oh, it was so Captain Hook is tutoring Pan's kids, and he's trying to get them to resent their actual parents. And so they said, well, just think about it this way. Before you were born, your parents were much happier.
Everything he said in that room was completely true.
I don't think it's completely true.
Okay, in most scenarios, it's completely true.
But it was hilarious.
Oh, it was great because he said it right to her face.
Yeah.
And you
Say
got
it
to see
to-
the reactions, like,
Yeah. Say that to a 4-year-old girl.
right. Your parents were happier before you were alive.
They read you a bedtime story so they can have 3 minutes
Yes.
to themselves.
Yeah, just
I
like-
agree with that though. Think about most parents, like when they take you into your room and they're reading you a story, which mine I don't remember ever doing. Spoiler.
Wait, how's that a spoiler alert?
This is why I have a well.
Oh,
No, like
do you read to the kids in your well?
Yeah, I read to them a lot. I read a People magazine. So I
Oh,
want them to
God.
kill themselves.
Is there a novelization of The Silence of the Lambs? Was that based on a book?
I don't know.
If there
I'm sure
is,
it
you should
is.
find it and read it to them.
Yeah.
I was gonna say you should read him Paris Hilton's biography.
It's just
That's hot.
And then I sucked a dick.
In night vision.
What the fuck were we talking about?
Reading a book?
Yeah, reading
Yeah,
stories
Yeah,
to
reading
children.
a book. Yeah, isn't that kind of true though? Like when you take your kid in to read him a story, it's not because you really want to tell your kid a story. It's like, hey, this will help you unwind and chill the fuck out and go to sleep.
I
And
couldn't
then-
tell you. I'm not a parent.
Well, I'm not a parent either.
I'm not
but
either.
From observations,
Do you observe parents doing this?
yeah, through my binoculars.
Of the kids you're about to kidnap. Oh, little Timmy's being read a story.
Jake's
I've got
like, yeah,
I've
read
got
him
a
that
little
story.
notebook. I'm like, read a bedtime story? Question mark. The murder happens when? Jesus Christ.
Reading the story. Jake's like, you're doing it wrong. Use the knife.
I don't know why I thought this pod would be different than any other pod. But you found a way to let me down again.
Why do you look at me when you say that?
Just keep beating the same old drum.
Come on, not enough child murder in this movie.
Spoiler, there is at least some.
Yeah, that was pretty great.
Oh shit. Eric, is there anything like any pros or cons that jump out at you? You've been kind of quiet.
So I'd say a pro, and a lot of this goes back to remembering when I watched as a kid. I liked the fight scene, like where they have the gun that has the chicken, so they're shooting eggs, or they're just shoot. I don't know. I just thought it was really cool, like the fight scene. I mean, yeah, it's corny and everything like that, but I still remember that. It's like, oh, that'd be cool. Like instead of having a super soaker have a gun that shoots out putty or shoots marbles at. I don't know. I liked that whole scene. I mean, again, it's not like it was supposed to be this graphic fight that was supposed to be epic, but just how it actually did, and again with the props and being on the ship and everything. I don't know. I thought that was cool. And then the little kid, they can apparently do yoga very well. He was awesome.
I almost completely forgot about that kid.
That was, well, he's the new Pan at the very end. Spoiler, but no, that was hilarious because they kept doing it over and over again, where he just was
Throwing that puppet down the stairs.
yeah, throwing a cannonball down the stairs, and it's just so terrible how
The
how
look
slow
on your
it is
face
and
was
it looks-
amazing.
I didn't expect anything like that.
But no, I mean, again, like all of that it was supposed to be funny, and I just thought that whole scene and the kid doing that and all that, I don't know. That's still.
I'd agree. I thought it was a fun scene. I liked that they, like, kind of went all over the ship and, like, all the areas around it. Like, I don't know, they got good use out of their set,
Mm-hmm.
which is good. That it didn't just go to waste, like all the shit in Mario basically just goes to waste. But,
Then, I mean, another one, a con. If you actually really think deeply into it, it's like Hook can never find them. But when you see these pictures, the kids are on a tree. there's the pirate island, and that's it in all of Neverland. It's like just...
Yeah, you don't really see the other part of Neverland at all, ever.
No, because a lot of other movies or different things, you think of Neverland as this vast...
The sweatshops and internment
Yeah.
camps.
But you think of this, like, vast, like, amazing island, and the kids have all this fun and do all of this, and there's a pirate ship, a pirate village, and you have a tree.
What I wonder about is where'd the Lost Boys get the skateboards?
Made them. Or other Lost Boys that came from regular Earth or whatever dimension it's from. I don't know.
Tony Hawk and Stacy Peralta.
Yeah.
Bam Margera.
Majara.
Majara.
Bam Majara.
I don't know
Neve
his
Campbell.
Marinara.
Majorno.
Bam Majara.
I was never a fan of Jackass or whatever the hell he was on, so.
It's Bam Margera.
Oh.
You are so not a fan. You can't even pronounce his name.
Pronunciate.
Go fuck yourself. You goaded me into that tongue slip.
Bam Giorno.
Bam Giorno. Back to Tinkerbell.
What the fuck?
When she made herself big, what the fuck movie?
Because fairies can grant wishes.
Okay.
No, I thought it was when you
So she
wish upon
granted-
a star.
she granted
No, it's
herself a
Pinocchio.
wish.
Yeah, it's like, what the hell?
It applies in all Disney movies.
Drew just got really fucking high last night. I watched like 20 Disney movies. He can't even keep them.
I can't keep him straight anymore.
Where was the puppet?
Drew's like, remember when Tom Hanks was a voice in The Fox and the Hound? You're like, whoa,
What?
what?
Oh.
So what did you want to talk about? Her getting large? What
Yeah,
about
so
that?
she made herself big to try to get some dong, right?
Yes.
Yeah, she says that's the only wish I ever made.
For herself.
Right.
Well, because you asked how...
It's all she's ever wanted.
Because you did ask how Peter Pan would have sex with her.
Yeah, I was going to
The movie showed it to you.
I was going to throw that question out. How do you have sex with a Tinkerbell?
Well, she makes herself big.
No, I mean, she doesn't make herself big, but she still really wants it.
Well, she can make people fly. Why can't she grow big?
Because she can't.
Okay.
I mean, also, why was she not big at the end of the movie?
She shrank back down.
Why? You don't wish to make yourself big and then just shrink down.
Because Peter didn't want her
This isn't
like
Cinderella. It doesn't hit midnight, and rather than not turning into a pumpkin.
that. Maybe because the reason that she wanted to be big
Was to be with Peter.
Yeah, was to be with Peter, and she realized that probably wasn't an option.
So it hit midnight.
it kind of canceled out, I
The
guess.
giant
Well,
knew
she let herself go back to how she was. Because she only changed to satisfy Peter, but Peter is not going to be satisfied.
But she changed for herself because it's what she always wanted.
No, Peter's what she always wanted.
Okay. But she did it to do that.
And then she realized, well, this is futile.
Okay. Well, either way, we're arguing about the logistics of a fairy becoming large and small again, so I'm not going to waste my breath because you won't fucking budge.
I'm just saying. I'm sorry I'm playing devil's advocate.
How many
Do you want
fairies have you dissected, Ty?
Or banged.
None banged, but 3 dissected?
Jesus Christ. I just thought it was weird that, hey, for this one scene, I'm Big Tinkerbell.
Yeah, it
you
is.
want to fuck? And he's like, nah, I have a wife. I'm good.
Yeah, that's pretty much how the scene goes.
Maybe the wish shall...
Yeah.
And then at the end, when she's like, acknowledge me, call me a fairy, tell me you believe in fairies. He's like, I believe in fairies. And she's like, fades into the sun. You're like, what the fuck? What the fuck, movie?
Yeah.
And her saying she would wait for him in between
Right.
the dreams. That was a little creepy.
I'm not gonna lie. I put like all that shit at the end of the movie like out of my head. I didn't remember any of that shit.
Tinkerbell was like, when Wendy the Third dies, just call me.
Seeing that Peter will be like 90. If he's still alive.
All he has to do is go to Neverland, and then he never has to age.
Well, he's so carefree, his kids are probably going to die, and his wife will divorce him, so he can go back to Neverland
I mean,
and do whatever the fuck he wants.
He just lost his $1 million job. So.
Doesn't have to go to baseball games anymore.
He
Doesn't
also
have to go to
lost his
stupid planes.
passport, so that's a whole nother couple weeks you're going to have to wait for him to be able to get back home.
Right? How do you explain your identity was stolen by someone in another dimension?
Well, and then Tinkerbell actually...
What do you mean a pirate tried to take out a loan in my name?
Well, and Tinkerbell actually has his driver's license and credit cards, which is a little weird.
They were in the cuckoo
Clock,
clock, yeah.
Oh yeah, what the fuck?
She was living in a cuckoo clock.
Just cut that shit out. The whole Tinkerbell, just take it right the fuck out of that movie. Better movie. Shorter movie. It also felt weird. It seemed like Julia Roberts, this is just me talking out my ass, but it almost seemed like maybe that was her idea. Like, hey, why don't I get all these scenes on my own where there's nobody? Have you noticed there's nobody with her? It's just her off on her own doing green screen shit.
I think she only has that one scene.
She only has that
Robin
one scene
Williams.
where she actually interacts with another actor.
Mm-hmm.
And that's another reason why she was always pissed off is because she had no other actors. It was all green screen. So
then talking about the logistics of things. So you don't age in Neverland, but does time go at the same speed then too?
yes.
Yeah.
Time goes at the same speed. You just don't age.
Because remember, it said when Maggie Smith's character, the actual Wendy, said, "Oh, you kept coming back, years after years, and I kept getting older."
Okay.
So, but see, they don't have a sense of time over there. The
No.
only clocks that exist, Hook has destroyed. So they really don't have a sense of time. Unless they need to. They're in 2 days they can count the sunsets.
But I wonder if it's the same. If a
Like
day
one
goes
day in
by
Neverland.
there is still a day there, people just don't age.
What did that kid say when Hook killed him?
He says to Rob Williams, he goes, I wish I had a dad.
Like you.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What the fuck?
Wow, your face.
Boom.
So near the end, you have this Rufio character who had taken over for Peter once he left. And he kind of treats Peter like shit. But he eventually acknowledges that he's Pan. And he takes on Hook. Well, it doesn't end well for Rufio. And he gets stabbed and he's like, you know what I wish? I wish I had Dad like you. And then his son apologizes because his son had been siding with Hook. And he's like, Dad, I'm sorry. It's like, okay. But yeah, shit got deep really quick.
It only took one dead kid to stab him out of that.
Yeah.
It usually takes a dead kid to snap someone out of something.
Oh.
Yeah,
It's the
definitely.
gift I give to people.
Jeez.
Thought your life was bad. Well, now you got a dead kid, so
Wow.
sort your shit out.
Oh my gosh.
Speaking of dead kids, did you hear about this Santa thing? I'm
No.
talking real life right now. It's the saddest fucking thing I've ever heard. Me.
Oh, yeah, I heard about that, yeah.
So this terminally ill kid had cancer or something. His last wish was to go see Santa. So he's sitting with Santa and he's real frail. And he says, "Help me, Santa." And he literally dies in Santa's arms.
Oh my gosh.
Is that not the most fucked up thing you've ever heard?
And the Santa, the guy was I thought about never doing this job ever again.
Because he's just a volunteer, I'm sure.
Yeah.
That's just a part-time job. And you're like, what the fuck, man? I don't need this for the rest of my life. I mean, you did a great thing, but it's probably going to haunt you.
Man.
Yeah. Those be some long nights in the coming days ahead.
Did you, now, Steven Spielberg, we talked about how he had a rough time. The kids on the set, acted up. Did you guys hear about that local story with some high school students here in Omaha?
Oh, you mean the 3 kids that jizzed on a cupcake?
Well, it wasn't a cupcake, it was a turnover, but It was the frosting. Yeah.
Why in the fuck would you even bother clarifying that?
I don't
Because-
know.
God damn you, Ty.
Because it's the garbage truck.
A garbage truck.
Yeah.
It was a turnover. You fuck. Go ahead. Finish your fucking story.
Yeah, but 3 kids in their home ec class decided to go into the bathroom, jerk off into their frosting, and then put it on the turnover, which then the teacher ate. Well, she taste tested it.
I thought only 2 of the kids did it.
When they pulled them into the office, 2 of them said they did. The third one said they backed out, but I mean, I wouldn't believe him, but...
I think the third ratted them out. Wait, so they were jerking off together?
I guess. They said, if I read this...
I mean,
remember reading the story
back.
right.
Does it matter?
You make sacrifices. I guess it doesn't matter.
Is it better or worse if they were?
That's when you take a bite and you're like, wait a minute, wait. Were you together when you did this? Because it's a group
this
project.
takes off. Deduct some points.
Yeah. That's a teacher that takes their job way too fucking seriously.
Well, they did say it did taste off. Like, they said something did taste right. So, and then a kid came to them later and said...
That's how you find out your teacher's a hoe. This tastes like cum.
This is 16-year-old boy cum.
Wow.
It
That
gets
teacher
weird
would
when
be
he
the
gets
one.
this.
Somewhere Jared Fogle has an erection.
Oh my god, this pod. What have we done?
I don't even...
Oh, this might be the
worst one.
yeah, that like most inappropriate.
Do we say that every week? And then it
Say it
continuously
pretty
gets
often.
worse.
Like, but see those are like they fell off the rails. This one, I feel like we've gone sometimes a little too far.
Sometimes.
I think this is the one we've gone too far the most on.
You can never go too far. Well, no, you can go too far.
Yeah, you can go too far.
Yes, Santa. You
So
can't.
how would you grade those kids?
Which one?
We talking about Hook or we talking about the home ec kids?
Like, do you just throw the project out? Like, they went through the work to make that.
Well, if we're concerned they're going to get expelled, I'm pretty sure it's irrelevant.
Alright, I was just curious. Like, how do you grade on something like that? That's such a weird...
Is it maybe their presentation was very, very good.
Yeah.
Oh.
Depends on if they did it as a team.
Even if they did it separate, I'm hung up on this now. If they did it separate, actually no. I was gonna say that would imply that one of them took a cup of already jizzed in,
Frosting.
yeah, and then jizzed in that. But then I guess they could have just had 2 different cups.
Yeah.
Why would you go through the trouble of going to the bathroom and jerking off?
Why are you trying to understand the logistics of
Are you wanting
teenagers
him to
trying
do it in the
I'm
classroom?
just trying to wrap my
Or...
mind around, like imagine if it's your kid and you got to have that talk and you're like, all right, motherfucker, explain it to me. Why?
Because kids are stupid.
Oh.
Yeah, kids
Yeah,
are
it's-
vengeful, stupid, impulsive.
Is it a female teacher?
Yeah. In her 50s, I think is what it said.
Experience.
My god.
Where are you going with this?
Nowhere. That was it.
Okay.
Do we want to do scenes?
Yeah, that's what I was going to go into. Let's try and get out of this. Drew, it was your film. Go first.
Oh god. Okay. There's a scene where Captain Hook and Shmi are in Hook's quarters, and Hook is contemplating suicide, and he goes, "Don't try and stop me, Shmi." He's got the revolver point, or not the revolver. It's a fucking
Flintlock
It's a
pistol.
flintlock pistol. He's got it pointed right at his head. He's like, "Don't try and stop me, Shmi. Don't try and stop me. You should stop me, Shmi. Stop me before I kill myself." And just that whole.
Yeah, Bob Hoskins is like, not again.
Just the whole interaction between those two, even throughout the entire movie, was great. But particularly that scene was kind of funny to me.
The scene I would probably say I enjoy the most is the training montage they do with Peter. Like, all the kids are doing, like, oh, I don't know, like an army song thing. Like, you know,
So
I don't know what I've been told, but, like, they're trying to train him, and they're, like, calling him fat and old and trying to get him into shape. And you just see him running through all these different things. And it's amazing how much shape he gets into in one day. But they're trying to get his spirit back up, trying to get him back to flying, his sword fighting and everything. And I just found it funny, like all the songs they're singing and him just getting the hell beat out of him.
My favorite will be no surprise. I think when Hook is trying to win over the kids.
in his class.
Yeah, and he makes the statement, your parents are much happier before you were around, and they're only reading you that story to keep you entertained while they go do better things. I just, I thought it was funny for how cold it was compared to, like, the rest of the movie. But, I don't know, I thought Dustin Hoffman was really good in it. I thought the kids were pretty good, too. The girl seemed really freaked out by it. And the guy, or the boy? The guy, yeah.
Yeah, the boy.
The boy seemed genuinely kind of swayed by him.
Well, what I didn't understand is some of that they're pointing at that Jack was forgetting already because he was in Neverland, and they say Neverland makes you forget. Like, when Peter becomes Peter Pan again, he forgets all about his family.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, why is it affecting Jack so much quicker, but his sister, it's not affecting as much?
She never really gave into, like, the allure of Neverland. She never really got to experience it, really. She was just kept in the ship the whole time.
Yeah.
And she was so focused on getting back to her mom.
Yeah, that's a good point. I never thought about that.
That's just my opinion.
I think some of it, too, is Jack is pissed off at his dad. But.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was my favorite.
That kid made me mad the whole movie.
Yeah?
Yeah, I didn't like him.
Jack?
Yeah.
Run home, Jack.
Home
Right.
run, Jack.
No, he just, from the onset of it, he just annoyed me the whole time. So my favorite scene was probably, I'd say it's probably the supper scene. I just really like that. I mean, that's when Peter finally started to use his imagination and really believe it in everything. And I don't know, again, it's one of those, just the nostalgia thing of thinking about, man, yeah, when I was a kid, I probably did, when I was watching this movie, really, like, use my imagination and actually think of that. And so I kind of could, now as an adult, put myself in Peter's, like, shoes of, what are these kids doing? Like, they're just eating air. This is really creepy and weird.
Mm-hmm.
But then seeing that. So I don't know. I think that it kind of was a good transition in the movie. But then I also just think just in and of itself, it was just kind of an interesting take. I mean, I guess that's kind of what I remember the movie as, is that kind of thing. Like, those are the parts that I remember. I think I probably only remember about 10 minutes of the movie, and that was a part that I always remember.
Well, that scene was really cool, too, though, because, like, when that happens and when Rob Williams throws the spoonful of shit at Rufio's face, everything kind of becomes real to him. And that's where it kind of starts to open up. But as a kid, that was one of the scenes that really stuck out to me, too.
Because all these kids are, like, eating, like, a giant sandwich or, like, corn on the cob or stuff like that. And, like, you don't see anything, and all of a sudden, yeah, all that food is there. And it's like, wow, that's cool.
What was this stuff like? Is it like Play-Doh? Like,
I
what
think it was supposed to be, like,
I-
sherbet or ice cream or something.
Like, I never did understand that, because you had this food, and then when he flings it, like, acting like he's gonna fling it, it's just red and yellow and
Well, some of it was pie. I remember them digging like a handful of pie out, and it was all those different colors and stuff too. But I don't think all of it was pie.
I think some of it was ice cream or sherbet, something like that.
Yeah.
So.
I guess it was the same thing when Peter was trying to fly, and he's like, "Nope, I'm gonna step a few down," and he jumped.
Less is more.
Yeah, less is more. That was a great line. And then he just jumps into the water, basically, but it again had like a paint on top of it, but then when it moves, then it's like mud underneath.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it must just be a Neverland thing.
I think it was like it's your imagination. Like it's food, but it's just kind of whatever color you imagined it.
All right, do we want to go into our ratings?
Unless you guys got anything else. No?
Santa Claus and baseball.
This film was actually received very poorly from critics.
Yep.
It got like a 30%.
Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah, but like it's a 76% from users. Yeah, the look of Hook is lively indeed, but Steven Spielberg directs on autopilot here, giving in too quickly to his sentimental syrup qualities. But the film was a huge box office success. $70 million budget, which I heard actually is more towards 80, but they made $301 million. So,
good.
And it's the 5th highest grossing Pirates film ever.
What's the first?
Probably Pirates of the Caribbean.
All 4
Wow.
are higher grossing.
Yeah, that makes sense.
You want to take a long fucking nap, you throw those on.
You know what? I enjoyed 1 and 3. 2 was okay.
Of course you did.
4 was bad.
I never saw 4.
You don't need to.
Reviews. I picked this movie. It's been a mainstay in my childhood repertoire of movie watching, whether it be Sandlot or Mighty Ducks. This is there right up with all the rest of them. I love this movie growing up. I watched it a shit ton of times. But going back and looking at it, there are flaws with it. As hard as that is for me to admit, some of the acting here is good, and you get great performances by Dustin Hoffman, Robin Williams, Bob Hoskins. The sets are great. I think the film really lacks from too much exposition. I really think they could have shortened this up, and it would have been a more enjoyable experience. And especially to try and get kids to sit down and watch almost a 2.5 hour movie is pretty fucking difficult. And for me to think that I sat down and watched this movie a lot when I was a kid is crazy. But then again, I told you guys before that the ending, like, I didn't really remember that all that much. Probably because I didn't fucking watch it and didn't care because all the cool pirate shit was done. But I like this movie. I think it has some merits, but I think you'll have some trouble following it as it does get lengthy at times. I give it a 7.
Kind of the same vein as Drew. I didn't remember how long this film was. Thing is, I think when I watched it, my parents had taped it off of Fox, so I don't think I saw the whole cut of the film for a very long time. So, but I always remember enjoying it. Like, I'd throw it in the VCR, play with the tracking, making sure I could watch it, see all the old commercials in between. But I always, like, it stuck out to me, the beginning of this film, with the baseball scene, him finding out he's panned, but I didn't quite see that whole, like, didn't remember the whole sexual chemistry between Peter and Wendy. Then the training scene, the food fight scene, the final battle, Hook, the baseball scene with Hook. All those scenes, like, stuck out to me as a kid, but yeah, I kind of forget all that filler in between. I think it's still an enjoyable film, but you can see, like, the green screen does not hold up at all in this film. The song his daughter sings, it's kind of just stuck in there. It's like, why is this in this film? So there are just some interesting parts that, like, didn't translate well over time. And so I still think it's a good watch. But yeah, I'll give it a 7.2.
I had never seen this before. Like I said, when we were watching, I think I had seen bits and pieces at some point, but I never had sat down and watched this movie. Like Drew was saying, I think the length hurts it a lot, being over 2 hours, like geared towards kids, and having as slow as an open as it does, I think really kind of hinders it. I would almost say that it seems more geared towards people our age, weirdly, with the slow open and like I don't know, just kind of giving you that adulthood grind type of vibe. Like I don't know, I think it's designed more to resonate with people our age. But moving on from that, I thought Robin Williams and Dustin Hoffman and Bob Hoskins were great. We talk about child actors. I thought the son in particular was pretty good. I thought he was solid. Even though Eric finds him annoying, I think he was kind of supposed to be annoying, so it didn't really take away from it for me. I thought he was believable as kind of an annoying kid that kind of wants to do the right thing, and he's confused about how he feels about his parents, because I think a lot of kids are like that. But yeah, it's a good adventure movie, kind of in the same vein as The Goonies. It's got a few issues with pacing, the weird sex shit that every 90s movie geared towards kids seems to have, except for The Page Master, I guess. Actually, those books wanted to fuck too, didn't they?
Yeah.
Go back and watch it again.
Yeah, I bet it's all kinds of fucking...
Does it say
like,
adventure and fairy tales or whatever?
fantasy?
Fantasy. We're definitely going to get it on.
Doesn't she pull her underwear up at one point? And
Yeah.
Okay. Either way. So my pick is The Page Master. Just kidding. But, no, I enjoyed it. I just, you know, I don't know that it's one of the childhood ones like The Sandlot that I would go back to a lot. But I thought it was good. I give it a 6.
All right. No, definitely glad to watch it again. Like you all said, it definitely, I didn't realize it was as long as it was, and it definitely didn't for me hold up as well as I remembered. I mean, in my head it was a 9 or a 10, but I definitely didn't feel that watching as an adult. But definitely great acting. I really did think that was great, and still some of those main parts like the fight scene and all of those. I mean, those really. I mean, if you have a kid, you could just fast forward, and if you just do about a 30-minute set of it, portion of it, probably would be a memorable, great movie. But no, I mean, overall, definitely a lot of flaws, but I like seeing all the different cameos. I never noticed those before. But I'll give it a 7, but that's actually a stretch for me. It was almost closer to a 6, but the nostalgic factor gives it a +1, so I'd give it a 7.
Now, do you think it's better or worse than The Goonies?
I'd rather watch this than The Goonies.
Me too.
Agreed.
I think I'd watch The Goonies.
Really?
Actually, no, I just remembered Chunk. So no, I'd watch this.
Oh.
Fucking Chunk in that movie. We need like 90% less Chunk.
Yeah, there's a lot of chunk.
Yeah, just take him out of the movie.
It's like more Josh Brolin, please.
Right? More skirt, please. Just kidding. Just kidding.
No, you mean like add on the
Oh yes, please add on to the skirt.
Oh.
It's fucking weird. All right, so you next.
Yeah, I'm next, and honestly, it came so quickly. I didn't even have a chance to think of a new film that I wanted to do. I have a feeling I might do something animated though. We haven't done an animated film yet.
We've done The Killing Joke.
Oh, I forgot about that. Okay, we haven't done a wide released animated film. Like something that hit theaters in wide release. Something like a Disney film, but not a Disney film.
So yoga hosers?
Yes. No.
Team
That
America.
might be a stay tuned though.
Team America.
That's not animated, but I like where you're going.
Depends on how you define animation.
But we've all seen Teen America, so.
So do you have an idea?
No, I was just thinking I might do something animated. Because you said The Page Master, and I was like, man, half that film is animated. Over half, so. And I couldn't remember an anime
And the
film.
other
but-
half has terrifying Christopher Lloyd. So you can't go wrong.
Oh. But that's no guarantee. I mean, that's just how I was feeling tonight when I thought of it. Being like, oh yeah, I'm next. So that's why I'm not going to throw out a film.
So you didn't prepare.
No, I literally forgot. I was next.
And he gives us shit for changing
For
picks, but
flip-flopping.
he brings literally nothing to the fucking table.
At least I don't set up, the listeners for something and then totally turn my back on
I have never once heard a listener complain that I didn't do what I was talking about.
Watch, now you get like a litany of emails.
I wouldn't even be mad.
it.
I'd just be like, God damn, people listen. Awesome.
So you're gonna pick Contact, is what you're saying?
Yes. The animated version of Contact. Or I could do like 8 Crazy Nights, that, Adam Sandler animated film that's like 70 minutes.
Jake is like, yes.
Jake will like it because there's a Santa in it, so.
A Satan?
Santa.
Oh.
What was the midget's name in that movie?
Oh.
That little old man.
Yeah, the old man.
Davey used to play basketball down at the youth center.
Oh, I don't remember his
I
name.
don't remember his
Whitey.
name.
Whitey.
Yeah.
Yep. And his sister. Which
I can't
They-
do his sister's voice.
they had a weird thing going on too.
Well,
Yeah.
They live together.
That movie's kind of dog shit.
Yes.
I mean, the animation. It's the animation studio
That
from
did
the
Iron Giant. Yeah.
And then they fucking went bankrupt because nobody saw that fucking movie.
Iron Giant?
No, the Iron Giant's great. Pick the fucking Iron Giant. No, I thought the Iron Giant is like one of the best animated films ever.
Next to Watership Down.
Yeah. If you define greatness by how many children you've traumatized, then Watership Down is the Citizen Kane of those movies.
But yeah, so we'll just find out next week what I decide on. Any last
He
thoughts?
just picks MacGruber again.
Yeah.
You fucking tease.
Oh,
Yeah, you don't get a bitch anymore. You have to at least bring something to the microphone. You can even change your mind.
I think that's leading people on. I'd rather be a tease than a lead on.
Whom are you leading on?
Fine. I'll just throw out a movie then. Who Framed Roger Rabbit? Because there's animation in that.
I've never seen that.
You've really?
He's never seen it. There you
I
go.
actually
I
might.
have the Blu-ray.
Boom.
Damn you, Bob Hoskins. I love you and your hairy chest.
It's Christmas / Bob Hoskins.
Hey, how many Ethan Hawke films have we done?
Ethan Hawke is a national treasure.
No, he's not.
Now the question is, yeah, he is.
Oh no, it's Nick Cage.
Can we find?
Get
There you
it?
go, watch
I get
Ghost
it.
Rider.
Oh, I got it. I was gonna say the question is, can we find an Ethan Hawke Bob Hoskins movie?
No.
Sadly, I don't think those two
No.
are.
I wonder what Bob Hoskins' bacon number is.
Can you imagine Bob Hoskins in Denzel's place in Training Day?
Yes.
I want this movie.
Well, unfortunately, he's dead.
You could dress up like Bob Hoskins and do a shot-for-shot remake.
I could do that.
He's like, "Hey Luigi, I didn't know you like to get wet."
Oh.
I'm John Leguizamo. I'm not in movies anymore.
All right. Well, I think that'll do it for this week. Like, subscribe, share, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, email, tjdmoviereviews@gmail.com, or reviews, right?
I think it's
Yes.
reviews.
Are you asking me?
Yes.
Okay. Yes.
Okay.
So which one?
It went from an announcement to maybe?
I'm Ron Burgundy.
Yeah.
You guys put a question mark in here. I thought I should question.
Thanks to our guest
Yeah, thanks
Yeah,
for
Eric.
Thanks for
joining us
joining us.
again.
TJD.
TJD.
I'm not getting last bill in here.
But yeah. So for all of us, I'm Ty.
Jake.
Drew.
And Eric.
Yeah!
In the right order.